You've worked hard for years to grow and build your business, and now you're at the point where you're thinking about working less, slowing down, maybe spending a little bit more time with the family or personal hobbies. In that moment, you realize you don't have a successor in the family who wants to take over the business. Or perhaps you want to capitalize on the years of hard work and sacrifice. In either case, there's one question you need to ask yourself before making any final decisions. Is my business sellable? Hi, I'm Trent Lee. I've sold over 600 businesses in the last couple of years, and I make these videos so that one day, when the time is right for you to sell your business, you'll think about having me help you sell. Focus on these 5 areas to turn your current business into a successful exit one day. Number 1, prepare to sell your business by focusing on selling a business, not selling a job. Small businesses are primarily valued on a multiple of earnings, or what's called seller's discretionary earnings. Each industry has its own market multiple. While you can't control the market multiple, what you can control is how profitable your business is. A business showing seller's discretionary earnings or adjusted earnings of $100,000, even though it may be in the same industry as another business showing, for example, $500,000, the market multiple for the smaller business will be smaller. So the more profitable your business is, even though it might be in the same industry, the higher the multiple goes, which then in turn affects a higher valuation. If your business is overly dependent on you, the multiple will also negatively be affected. If the business would be negatively impacted by you taking off 30 days without warning, then the business is likely overly dependent on you. Either spend the next couple of years building the systems, the processes, the personnel, the training, get everything in place so that the business isn't dependent on you. Or if the time is now and you just have to sell the business and it is dependent on you, that's okay. The business is still sellable. Just know that the valuation will likely be lower than what it would be if the business wasn't dependent on you. We sell these type of businesses all the time, and you can do it either way. Number 2, clean up your financials. This is by far one of the biggest deal killers. It amazes me as I'm working with so many different business owners who are looking to sell. How are they operating with such sloppy financials? So many business owners operate from the I have money in my bank account mentality, and they don't really track and watch their financials. If you plan on selling your business, the best thing you can do is hire either a third party or someone in-house to make sure that they're tracking your financial statements and they're doing it month by month. Honestly, an experienced business owner who's operating without financials is doing harm to their own company and their ability to one day sell that company for maximum value. A buyer wants to buy a business that has a consistent track record of profitability. It's your job as the seller and the team you will be working with is to portray that confidence. And you do that by having clean, accurate financial statements. The very first thing they're gonna ask is, let me see the financial statements over the last 2 to 3 years. They'll wanna see how the business is performing and how the financials are trending. Number 3, to create a business that is sellable, it's crucial to address any customer concentration issues. If you have a single customer or client that makes up more than 10 or 15% of your total revenue, you likely have a customer concentration issue, and you need to be aware of it. There is significant risk to the buyer if they were to buy your business and there's a high customer concentration issue. What happens if one of those customers leaves because you leave as a seller? The business is in risk of significantly declining and not performing as well as it used to perform. But unless you have some type of assignable contract with the state or the government, it's important that you make sure that you diversify the business revenue and spread the concentration of customer risk across as many customers as you can. Our goal is to provide as much confidence to them that the business will continue to perform as it has when you had ownership of it. And the way we do that is to make sure that there's no customer concentration issues, client issues, vendor concentration issues. We want to be able to sell the business with as much confidence as we can so that we can get the highest multiple. Number 4, if you're planning on selling your business for maximum value, the key is to be able to defend your valuation and have the due diligence documents ready and organized for a buyer. Once you've assembled your team that's going to help you sell your business, it's vital that they come up with a fair market value for the business and that they back into all of their numbers so that they can defend the valuation and the asking price. You'll do this by having clean, organized due diligence documents ready before you go to market. Many business owners can easily validate the gross revenue or the top line revenue, but you'll need to have a list of expenses, line item by line item, on monthly profit and loss statements so that you can validate the operating expenses, the variable cost, the fixed cost, so that a business broker, a business appraiser, an M&A advisor, whoever it happens to be that you're working with, can properly calculate the fair market value and easily justify the asking price of your business. Just as important is you'll need to show and validate and have proof of any add backs to calculate sellers' discretionary earnings. Both a buyer, a buyer's broker, a lender, a banker, they'll all want to make sure that any adjustments or add backs that you're making on your valuation of the business can easily be verified and justified through proper financial records. Number 5, if you plan to sell your business, it's important that you plan ahead. Ask yourself the question, what are you going to do after you sell your business? This is an important question to ask yourself. If your answer is that you're going to relax, you're going to play golf, you're going to sit on the beach and sip margaritas, you need to dig a little bit deeper. I can tell you from personal experience, literally going through this with hundreds of business owners, you're highly unlikely to be satisfied after months of sitting around, doing nothing and relaxing. Sellers who don't have a hobby or a passion or a charity or some type of purpose after they sell their business are the ones that end up coming back to me, usually within 6 months to a year, and seller becomes buyer, because after they've sold their business, they're tired of not having a lot to do. They've had enough time to relax and play golf, and now they're anxious to do something, and they are looking at now buying a business and getting back into business. Some of these business owners are just burnt out and need a long vacation. They don't necessarily need to sell their business. So make sure you plan ahead. If the time's right for you to sell your business, you need to identify, what are you going to do next? Where are you going to find that passion so that you don't get too bored after selling your business and regret the decision? Selling your business is one of the most difficult and challenging decisions you'll face as a business owner. So whatever you do, don't try it on your own. Hire a team of professionals to help you through the process. Selling a business is literally a full-time job, and your goal as the seller is to focus on continuing to operate the business as efficiently and as profitably as possible. Addressing these 5 deal killers that we've talked about will help you increase the chances of selling your business as quickly and as smoothly for maximum value when the time's right for you and your family to sell. Are you curious how much your business is worth and what you can sell it for? Check out the link below and let's set up a time to talk.